Now, you touched on a lot of good areas. You mentioned mentors, which was something I was going to ask you, and influences and things like that. And we know you were part of Parker seminars. Did you, when you did open, were you part of any other than Parker, any training programs, any other seminars or mentoring programs?
I did. I had a few friends. So when I initially started out, it was just me, myself, and I. I didn't have, I didn't open up with an integrated practice. And so I started off with integrity because I had a couple of, friends that had been in practice for a while, and, they told me how great it was. And I attended, I think, one of their seminars. And so I signed up for it. For me, the problem that I had with that particular management group was that I was told that I was a glorified massage therapist because I was spending so much time with my patients. And for me, I thought, I said, well, if you look at what I'm collecting versus someone that's seeing, a high volume and trying to see all these people, and the quality of care that I was given. And part of my experience and how I practice was due to how I was introduced to chiropractic. And so a lot of us have that same story. But I was introduced to chiropractic because of a car accident while I was a student at UT. The chiropractor had a massage therapist who worked with him, and they integrated the care as well. And so I know that was instrumental in shaping how I wanted to practice. And it was instrumental in me becoming a massage therapist because I naively thought that I could use the massage therapy and not have to get any student loans because I could work while I was in school. So number one, I didn't know how expensive chiropractic school was until I visited a
None of
campus.
us.
And number two, I didn't know how tedious the program would be and that I wouldn't be able to work, that kind of a schedule and go to school full time, with, the rigorous amount of work that it was. And so when I finally did open up, it was me, myself, and I. I was afraid to even hire. I still remember hiring my first office assistant, my first CA. And my biggest thing was, oh my gosh, someone else is going to be depending on me for their livelihood. And that was the biggest fear that I had when I was practicing. I remember one of my patients, and it was hilarious. So my first office had 3 rooms. You had the reception area. I had one therapy bay, and then I had my adjusting room / office. And what was interesting is one day the phone was ringing. I'd carry, a portable phone in my pocket so I could answer the phone. I was setting one patient up on therapy. I had someone who had just come off of therapy. Somebody was on an intersegmental traction table and the phone was ringing. And one of my patients was like, "Doc, I think it's time for you to get some help." And so I was holding myself back because I had this insecurity around, okay, when I hire someone, like, just being responsible, like it was different when I was, risking everything for myself and I have this child and, but when I was actually thinking about adding someone to the mix, that was an obstacle that I had to overcome. And it was such a blessing. So once I hired that person, I added in some massage therapists and, the practice was able to grow even much more so than me trying to manage, 3 patients and a phone and scheduling all by myself at the same time. But, I think that's one of the great things about the chiropractic profession is we can do it, if we need to, or if we want to, because I know a lot of solo practitioners that it's just them in the office and they love what they're doing. And so I had to grow to a space with not only the confidence and the ability to hire someone, but also the wherewithal to know, okay, I'm not growing as much as I could because I'm doing everything on my own.
Gotcha. So when you realized it was limiting you, you decided to take that leap of faith and understand that you had to handle the capacity limitation if you were going to go forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense.